Joining me now to talk about this, journalist and royal biographer, good friend of mine, Angela Levin. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, thank you. How are you?
Oh, my God, Ange, what's going on with the world? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrific, actually. I think Harry's on a self-destruction. He wants to pull down the empire with him. I just think he can't cope. I don't think anybody who has any sort of sense will let somebody write all the stuff about him that he has, including things that when his penis got frostbite. I mean, really?
When his what? When his what?
His penis got frostbite.
Do you know what I love about my job, my friends at home? I never thought that posh Angela Levin would look at me down a camera at 7:10 on a Friday morning and go, when his penis got frostbite.
Well, I think that will show you how astonishing it is. I mean...
But can I just say, Angela, right, this is the most interesting thing of all, right? So I mean, I'm going to put this to you because you've just brought up the word. I mean, the losing of the virginity, before we talk about the security issues and the fight, I mounted her quickly. I mean, this is not, with the greatest of respect, maybe I'm missing the point. Maybe that mystique of the royal family has gone forever. But you think about our late, great queen. You think about her selfless duty, her humility and her brilliance. And you read this sort of Windsor equivalent of Shameless, and it makes me, for me, I'm a royalist. I make no bones about that. It's just, I just find it appalling. And I know that the royal family, I was saying to Dickie last night, the royal family won't say anything. Do you think this will harm them, or do you think their silence will be celebrated?
Well, I think that they're right to wait until, they've actually heard more about the book, and then to see what Meghan's autobiography is going to be. I think there's no point making a big rush, but I think Harry is finished with the royal family. I mean, the nonsense. But you see, he's so hypocritical that he says one thing one day, one thing the next. I want my father back. I want my brother back. No, he doesn't. Otherwise, you wouldn't say anything like that. But what is also very interesting, when he tells off his parents and he complains about what they're doing, and when the coronation comes and he's not a working member of the royal family, they've got to discuss it with him, and if he approves of it, he might turn up. Thank you very much. But actually, what I'm very interested in, what he thinks this is going to show his own children. At some point, they'll be old enough to read this, and what do they think of his father?
I said 5 years ago, right, that he will be back in England with his tail between his proverbial legs, despite the frostbite. His wife will be in America with 2 kids, and she'll probably run for president. I just think this has got, right, so much written over it. People are saying, oh, my God, Jess, stop talking about this moron's book. Do some real journalism. I know, but what is... This is what everybody, Dave, I'm afraid, is damn well talking about. Now, we talked about the loss of the virginity. A lot of people are making, I think, a very good case this morning, Angela, for saying... not only do people in the armed forces not brag about how many people they've killed or whatever, and I saw that footage yesterday, I don't know if you did, of him. He was in the middle of an interview out in Afghanistan, and he dropped the microphone and ran off because he was needed. Somebody had dropped a bomb or something. And then you have this sort of kid, this little whingy kid, moaning about, his brother attacking him. But the fact that he released the information... There it is on screen, you can see it. The fact he released that information about what he allegedly did, that's a massive security risk that he's created for his own family, the very people he says he's trying to protect by not being in the public eye anymore.
Yes, it's very bad for his family. It's very bad for him. I mean, he's made himself in a more dangerous position. He's obsessed with having protection officers. But here now, it's really serious. Has he done that, one might ask oneself, so that if he comes over to the UK, then the king will have to provide more for him. And that's when he gets what he wants, that he can have it 24/7. I think there's a lot of duplicity in here. And I think that it's full of lies. I mean, he attacks Camilla when he said that she had her own plan to get married, which she used through the...
He said that he and William begged their father never to marry her. The wicked
I think in a
stepmother.
way, lots of children can't bear the fact that the parent will marry again. I'm not sort of so in a state about that because, you know, you quite understand they don't do that. But what the fact of attacking her, saying she had her own idea and she got into, got into telling all the press people what to do and what not to do. She had this whole plan. She didn't. She stayed at home alone. She didn't dare
One
go
thing
out.
that she and Kate have in common, and the press used to slag off Waity, Katie and Camilla. What they've done is get their heads down and do the job and behave in the correct way. Can I ask you the other thing, Angela, that loads of people are saying today, and it was on the TV with me last night. We can talk about the revelations and whether the monarchy will be damaged. We believe it will maintain itself. But should they be stripped of their titles? I mean, what the hell is he saying? I might come to the coronation. As Peter Carble said, he's made that all about him already. That's about his father being made king. Do you see Charles ever saying, I'm done. You've crossed a red line with my wife and with everything else. I'm stripping you of your titles. What do you think?
Well, the thing is, it's not as simple as you think. They can take away the Duchess and Dukedom, but they can't take away Prince Harry, I believe.
Right.
Because that's what he was born with. It's not something that he's been offered and then you take it back. And if he becomes just Prince Philip, she will become Princess Philip. Look, sorry, Princess
Harry. Oh, I'd love that. Let's just do that, just to see Meghan's face. All right, Princess Harry? So for you, shock about these allegations, concern as to his motives, and also, I think this is perfectly relevant because there's so much duplicity, one wonders what to believe or what not to. We said this during the Netflix documentary, the trailers. There were so many lies in the Oprah interview, there were so many lies in the trailers that they get almost hoisted by their own petard. Do you believe the monarchy will survive this, Angela Levin?
Yes, I do, because I think people are disgusted. I mean, we saw some stuff from America yesterday who like them much more than we do in the UK. And they were saying, this is enough. This is not what you do to your family, whether they're royal or whether they're not. I mean, you don't actually behave so rudely. The cruelest thing was when he talked to his father just after the funeral had finished of Prince Philip, and had his father said to both him and William, don't make my last years so difficult. And he sort of says that. I mean, there's no compassion there, zero. There's no thought of how his father might feel. And I think for that, I don't think he should be allowed in the country, actually, let alone have his title. I think it's a total disgrace. But it does show that he's self-destructing in the most extraordinary way.
Listen, Angela,
nothing left to say, or nothing left to people to mock him for years because of all the things he's done here.
I really agree with everything, and I really appreciate you being on. And lovely plant behind your left or right ear. Thank you for being on, Angela Levin.